certainly true that for post-traumatic growth to occur, we need our assumptions about life to be shattered. And actually there's a real creativity in that. You know, we're no longer going along the path that we expected to be treading. So I agree with you. You know, it sort of, it knocks you off that path you were on. There's definitely a sort of creativity in that. When everything's shaken up, it can, rather similar to you, sir, it sort of opens you up to sort of new and different ways of being. I used to be a very driven person, extremely driven, and I'm not anymore. I'm very open to see what comes along, and since I've started behaving like that, lots of lovely things have come along. So I sort of accept now that we're not totally 100% in control of our lives, but I really appreciate and notice the good things that come along and sort of make the most of those, you know, opportunities, those gifts. Felicity put me in touch with this particular case study, which is a woman who ran a publishing company, and she was diagnosed with breast cancer, and shortly after she was diagnosed, her partner was also received a diagnosis of cancer. When the consultant told me, "You have breast cancer, we think it's stage 2, I was running a small business, and we agreed that I would continue to work for as long as I felt able to. Along with the fear of dying of cancer, the interesting thing was that I also felt immense relief. I can let go now. I had been feeling burdened by the business for some time, but didn't want to let people down. The cancer became my friend in that curious way. It gave me a good reason to stop. Now Andrew and I have both finished our treatments and we are well." Cancer brought about a profound change. It pushed me off my feeling that in order to be loved, to be a good person, I needed to be perfect and shiny and well. Instead, I found that my body and brain were fallible and the world didn't fall apart. People still loved me. I let go of the business and it was okay. And I feel much more in touch with life. Knowledge of my own vulnerability has helped me to open to others. There were many positives, to the extent that if you offered me the opportunity to change my history and not have cancer, I would not take you up on it. It made me see what was important. It made me cherish my wonderful network of friends and family and community. It made both Andrew and I realize that we needed to get on with our lives and do what we wanted now, rather than in the future. It's brought us closer. We're walking 690 miles of the pilgrimage route to Santiago de Compostela in Spain, and then we plan further travels. As he said to me the other day, "You know, life feels like an adventure again." So you can see many of the sort of themes of post-traumatic growth in there, and that sort of sense of sort of new beginnings, green shoots coming after the trauma. I think I might. Sounds like, yeah, those people who've got some spirit. There is a there is a bit of a continuum of post-traumatic growth. So if post-traumatic growth comes through the struggle with adversity rather than the adversity itself. So if there's not enough adversity, then, you know, you're not going to have post-traumatic growth because it hasn't really affected you much. If you have, you know, too much trauma, I mean, there are some traumas that are very, very difficult to recover from, and people don't. Then in that case, there won't be post-traumatic growth. But I guess it's the people who are open. Oh, I tell you what I think, one thing I think is key is acceptance. Acceptance that, you know, the tectonic plates of life have shifted. If you can get to a place of acceptance, then the possibility of post-traumatic growth opens up.